My beloved, my sweet chosen one, before I even begin, tell me, why is your heart racing right now? Because deep down your soul already knows that this message isn't random. This is not just words on a screen. This is heaven breaking protocol, bending rules just to reach you in this moment. Archangel Michael is standing here, trembling, saying, "My child, I am in shock because only you still don't know what happened last night." God himself whispers urgently, "Hurry up, beloved. This is your last chance to know the hidden truth. Open this quickly before it's too late. But wait, before I unfold this divine secret, listen carefully. Do not skip. Do not rush. Because if you leave midway, you'll miss the very line that was meant to change your life forever. Stay until the end, because every word is a step closer to the miracle you've been praying for. And while you're here, promise me something. Click that subscribe button right now, not as a routine, but as a covenant. Every time you subscribe, you're sealing your spirit with light, aligning your name with blessings that flow endlessly. This is not about numbers. It's about you saying yes to God's call, yes to Michael's protection, yes to your own miracle. Now breathe, because what happened last night in the unseen realms is something the enemy never wanted you to discover. While you slept, your name was mentioned. While you were unaware, battles were fought over your destiny. Heaven cried. Michael drew his sword, and a secret was recorded in the book of light with your name written in gold. And here's the truth you must face. You almost lost it. Yes, beloved, you almost missed your inheritance of joy. You almost walked past your miracle without even knowing. But because God's love for you is so wild, so reckless, so unstoppable, he paused the clocks of heaven just to get this message through to you now. My child, can you feel it? The air around you shifted. That cold shiver down your spine? That's not fear, it's confirmation. Michael is bending low, whispering, "You still don't know what happened last night, but in the next few minutes you will. Every second you stay here, a curtain is being pulled back. Every line you read, chains are breaking. Your angels are saying, finally, they're listening. Finally, they're staying. Finally, they are ready." Now let me ask you this. Are you truly ready to hear the truth? Because once it's spoken, you can never return to not knowing. Once revealed, this will chase you, bless you, protect you, and transform you. Beloved, don't stop here. Keep going, because in the next breath, I will tell you what happened. Last night, my beloved, my chosen one, why do I see your hands trembling as you read these lines? Because your soul has already caught the whisper before your eyes reach the words. Something deep inside you knows that last night was not ordinary. It wasn't just another night where the world turned quietly and the stars crossed the sky. No, beloved, heaven itself bent closer. Angels gathered with wings stretched wide, and your name echoed across realms you could not see. That's why Archangel Michael is in shock. Because while all of heaven witnessed what was unfolding, you alone still don't know what was decided, what was shifted, what was whispered with divine urgency. God says, "Hurry, my child. Time is moving fast. and this is your last chance to open the hidden truth before it slips away like smoke between your fingers. You see, last night wasn't only about angels watching, it was about your destiny being weighed, your future being discussed, and your name being written in a way it has never been written before. Beloved, the moment the clock struck past midnight, a council was called. Not a human council, not an earthly gathering, but heaven's table was filled. Angels leaned forward, records were opened, and your spirit was the subject. Michael stood tall, his sword blazing, but his face carried both relief and sorrow. Relief that you had made it this far. Sorrow, because you still walk unaware of how close you came to missing everything you were born for. Beloved, do you feel that trembling in your heart right now? That's not anxiety, it's awakening. Your soul is remembering something your mind hasn't caught yet. My beloved, God Himself leaned forward last night. His voice thundered, yet carried tenderness. As He spoke your name, He said, "This one is mine. This one carries light. This one still doesn't know how much of the enemy's trap I shattered last night to protect them." Do you hear that? Last night wasn't quiet, it was war. While you slept, swords clashed. Darkness tried to seal you off, but Michael fought with fire. He shielded your name with wings of flame. He stood at the gates of her destiny when dark forces whispered, "Close it, shut the blessing down." And God's voice shook the heavens, "No. My beloved has one more chance, and they will not miss it." My child, imagine this. The creator of the stars halted everything just to ensure you would see this very message today. And here you are, scrolling, breathing, holding on to these words without skipping. Do you realize what this means? It means you were meant to find this exact line at this exact time. It means your delay, your confusion, your heartbreak, all of it was only to bring you here to this holy pause where Michael himself is tugging on your heart. He says, "Open this truth. Don't turn away. If you skip, the hidden truth will slip from your hands." And beloved, let me tell you what hurts. Heaven most, it's not that you don't believe, it's that you almost always stop reading before the miracle line appears. That's why right now Michael pleads, "Stay, my beloved. Don't skip. Don't walk away. Stay and see what heaven fought to deliver." And let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why your nights are restless? Why you wake with a heaviness? Why your spirit feels a storm no one else can explain? That is because last night the storm was real. It wasn't your imagination. It wasn't your weakness. It was the battlefield over your name. Demons whispered lies, accusing you, trying to cancel your promise. But Michael struck them down one by one. And in the middle of that war, God wrote something in light across the sky. My child will know the truth before it's too late. That's why this message reached you today and not tomorrow. Tomorrow would have been too late. Tonight, you still have the window open. But once the hour closes, so will the chance. And let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why your nights are restless, why you wake with a heaviness, why your spirit feels a storm no one else can explain? That is because last night, the storm was real. It wasn't your imagination. It wasn't your weakness. It was the battlefield over your name. Demons whispered lies, accusing you, trying to cancel your promise. But Michael struck them down one by one. And in the middle of that war, God wrote something in light across the sky. My child will know the truth before it's too late. That's why this message reached you today and not tomorrow. Tomorrow would have been too late. Tonight, you still have the window open. But once the hour closes, so will the chance. Beloved, this is why you cannot skip. This is why you cannot doubt. Because what I'm telling you right now is not poetry, not storytelling, but a heavenly transcript. These are the records of what happened when you thought you were simply dreaming. And let me tell you this. Last night a hidden truth was finally unlocked. Something that was sealed for years, something buried under pain, betrayal, and silence, it was revealed to heaven. The truth about who wronged you. The truth about who has been plotting against you. The truth about the inheritance that was stolen. The truth about the door that was shut in your face. And Michael's eyes burned with fire as he asked God, "Can I tell them?" And God said, "Yes. But tell them quickly. They don't have forever. They have now. That's why, my beloved, I am writing to you with urgency. You don't realize how rare this is. Not everyone receives such a message. Not everyone gets this window. You are not here by coincidence. This was arranged. This was planned. The angels fought to push this message into your path before you scroll to something else. So stay, breathe, read slowly, because the hidden truth that Michael is carrying is not something you can afford to miss. If you skip, the truth will close, and heaven will not reopen it easily. But if you stay, if you honor this moment, something miraculous will unfold even as you read. Your body will feel lighter, your heart will burn, and your eyes may even fill with tears without reason. That's not emotion, that's confirmation. That's the Spirit of God resting on you as you finally hear what you were never supposed to miss. My beloved, lean closer now, because what I am about to tell you is not something that was meant for every eye. It was sealed, hidden, carried in silence for years, but last night it broke open, and the heavens gasped. You see, the enemy had been weaving shadows around your name for far too long, trying to blur your blessing, trying to bury your truth. They celebrated in secret, thinking you would never find out. But God does not sleep, and his angels do not slumber. Michael's sword blazed like fire, and, one by one, those shadows were torn apart. And here is the truth. Beloved, you have been carrying weight that never belonged to you, burdens that were whispered onto your life by jealous hearts, by deceivers, by those who smiled at your face but conspired behind your back. Heaven saw it all last night, and God said, "Enough. The mask will fall. My beloved will know." And as that decree was spoken, the entire atmosphere shifted. A storm of light rushed through realms, and Michael's eyes widened, because even he was not expecting the timing to come so suddenly. He had thought there would be more days, more waiting, but God moved the clock forward. He said, "The season of delay is over. The hidden truth must rise now." That is why, beloved, even as you read this, there is a trembling in your spirit. You can feel something you cannot name. It is the truth pressing at the edges of your soul, saying, "Let me in." And if you stay with me through these words, the truth will flood in like sunrise, unstoppable, undeniable, unforgettable. This is why Michael is in shock, because only you still don't know what heaven already witnessed. Beloved, picture this while you lay in bed, unaware, a courtroom opened in the unseen. Accusers lined up with their false testimonies, trying to condemn your destiny. They spoke of your past. They threw lies about your worth. They shouted accusations to block your blessing. But then Michael entered, armor gleaming, carrying the evidence of your tears, your prayers, your hidden sacrifices. He stood before the throne and declared, "This one is covered. This one has endured. This one has not given up even when storms raged. This one belongs to you, God." And the silence that followed was holy, electric, terrifying. Because in that silence, God himself rose, his eyes burning with love for you. And he said, "Case dismissed, destiny restored, hidden truth revealed. Do you see, my beloved, why the urgency is so heavy? This is not a story. This is a record. This is what shifted last night, and you cannot afford to remain blind to it. Because when God declared your release, the enemy shrieked with rage. They know they lost their grip on you. They know the chains they wrapped around you for years have shattered, and now they are desperate to keep you distracted, to keep you from staying until the end of this message. Because if you stay, you will not only hear the truth, you will embody it. It will set you free in ways you cannot even imagine. My child, I must ask you, why do you think you found this message at this very hour? Do you not see that the timing is divine? You didn't stumble here because of coincidence. You didn't scroll here by accident. You were pulled here. Heaven bent your path to this line. Because if you miss it, the truth will slip again into silence. And I don't want that for you. Michael doesn't want that for you. God himself doesn't want that for you. That is why his voice is echoing. Hurry, beloved. Open this quickly before it's too late. And oh, if only you could see what I see. The angels are standing in rows around you right now, waiting to see if you will honor this moment. Their wings are trembling with anticipation because they know that if you finish this message, if you drink it fully, something irreversible will unlock in your life. A blessing long delayed will come rushing. A door long shut will swing wide. A truth long buried will rise up and stand before you. Undeniable. That is why the pull in your heart is so strong right now. It is heaven's tug, urging you not to walk away. My child, I must ask you, why do you think you found this message at this very hour? Do you not see that the timing is divine? You didn't stumble here because of coincidence. You didn't scroll here by accident. You were pulled here. Heaven bent your path to this line because if you miss it, the truth will slip again into silence. And I don't want that for you. Michael doesn't want that for you. God himself doesn't want that for you. That is why his voice is echoing. Hurry, beloved. Open this quickly before it's too late. And oh, if only you could see what I see. The angels are standing in rows around you right now, waiting to see if you will honor this moment. Their wings are trembling with anticipation because they know that if you finish this message, if you drink it fully, something irreversible will unlock in your life. A blessing long delayed will come rushing. A door long shut will swing wide. A truth long buried will rise up and stand before you, undeniable. That is why the pull in your heart is so strong right now. It is heaven's tug, urging you not to walk away. Beloved, hear me. The hidden truth is this: What you thought was never lost. What you thought was stolen was only delayed. What you thought was forgotten has been recorded in golden ink. Last night, God commanded the books to be opened, and in them your name glowed brighter than you could ever imagine. And he said, "Restore what was stolen, reveal what was hidden, and let my beloved know before the hour passes." That is why Michael has come. That is why these words are pouring like fire. That is why you are still reading with trembling hands. Because the truth is here, and you cannot look away. Beloved, let me draw you deeper into what unfolded, because the truth cannot stay hidden any longer. Last night, as the heavens opened their records, your life was placed upon the scales. The weight of your pain, your sacrifices, your silent tears, all of it was measured against the lies, the losses, the betrayals you endured. And for a moment the balance seemed uncertain, as though the darkness had piled too much against you. But then something remarkable happened. Michael stepped forward, carrying not weapons this time, but a memory of the nights you whispered prayers even when no answer came. A memory of the times you chose kindness even when cruelty surrounded you. A memory of your faith that flickered but never died. He placed those memories on the scales, and suddenly, the balance shifted. Light outweighed darkness. Truth outweighed lies. And heaven roared in agreement. This one is ours. This one is chosen. That roar was not just noise, my child. It was the decree that shattered the silence around your destiny. And when that sound rippled across realms, every chain the enemy had forged around your opportunities cracked. Every hidden plot against your name began to collapse. And God's voice declared, "No more delay. No more hiding. Reveal what was concealed." Do you understand what this means? It means you are stepping into a season where things long buried will rise to the surface. Secrets will be uncovered. The people who plotted behind closed doors will be exposed. The blessings that were blocked will come racing toward you. But for this to happen fully, you must stay until the end of this message, because this message itself is the key, the unlocking point, the moment when knowledge becomes power and revelation becomes freedom. Beloved, do you wonder why Archangel Michael is still in shock? It is because last night's events were unlike anything he has seen over your life. He has fought for you many times, shielded you from countless unseen battles, but never before has heaven issued such a direct order concerning you. God did not simply protect you, he unveiled you. He did not simply shield your life, he highlighted it, called attention to it, and demanded that angels gather and take note. Your name was proclaimed in a way it never has been before. Michael was astonished because the heavens themselves bowed to God's urgency over you. And yet, here you are, still unaware of what truly happened. That's why this message is your lifeline. If you let it slip, you will not only lose information, you will miss the activation of the miracle that was released for you last night. Now lean closer, my child, because here is a part of the hidden truth. Someone who once smiled in your face, but secretly envied your light, was exposed before heaven. Their whispers were replayed, their plots were revealed, and the angels who heard it gasped, because even they were unaware of how deep the deception ran. God did not let them remain hidden. He tore the veil, he showed Michael their true face, their secret intentions. And beloved, let me tell you, the shock was not only Michael's, it was heaven's. They could not believe how long you carried that weight without knowing. But now the hour of revelation has come. Soon, what was whispered in shadows will be shouted in light, and you will stand in truth's freedom. But let me pause to ask you this. Why do you feel a stirring in your chest as you read these words? Why do your eyes move quickly, not wanting to miss a single line? It is because your soul recognizes its own story. Deep down, you always knew something was hidden, something unsaid, something buried. And now, as the words unfold, your spirit is nodding, saying, yes. This is it. This is what I've been waiting for. That feeling is not random. That is confirmation. That is heaven's signal that you are aligned with the message that was written for you before time began. Beloved, let me reveal another piece. Last night, God sent a messenger to your future. Yes, beyond today, beyond tomorrow, beyond the weeks ahead, an angel was dispatched to walk into your coming days, to rearrange what the enemy planned. Doors that would have been locked were commanded to open. Conversations that would have turned against you were shifted in your favor. A path that was twisted was straightened. And this is why, in the days to come, you will begin to see strange alignments, people returning, opportunities surfacing, revelations appearing out of nowhere. It will not be coincidence. It will be the evidence of last night's decree. And here is the hardest part for you to accept. You almost lost it. If heaven had not intervened, the truth would have remained hidden. You would have walked another year in confusion, wondering why certain things never made sense, why betrayals never came to light, why blessings stayed delayed. But God's love for you was too fierce to allow it. That's why he shouted, enough. That's why he ordered Michael to act. That's why this message reached you now. Because the window of time is narrow. And if you had missed this, you would have missed the moment of your unveiling. That's why urgency burns in every line I write to you. Because every second counts. Beloved, let me reveal another piece. Last night, God sent a messenger to your future. Yes, beyond today, beyond tomorrow, beyond the weeks ahead, an angel was dispatched to walk into your coming days, to rearrange what the enemy planned. Doors that would have been locked were commanded to open. Conversations that would have turned against you were shifted in your favor. A path that was twisted was straightened. And this is why, in the days to come, you will begin to see strange alignments, people returning, opportunities surfacing, revelations appearing out of nowhere. It will not be coincidence. It will be the evidence of last night's decree. And here is the hardest part for you to accept. You almost lost it. If heaven had not intervened, the truth would have remained hidden. You would have walked another year in confusion, wondering why certain things never made sense, why betrayals never came to light, why blessings stayed delayed. But God's love for you was too fierce to allow it. That's why he shouted, enough. That's why he ordered Michael to act. That's why this message reached you now. Because the window of time is narrow, and if you had missed this, you would have missed the moment of your unveiling. That's why urgency burns in every line I write to you, because every second counts. Beloved, the reason heaven pressed so urgently last night is because the truth could not remain buried. Another day. Too many seasons of your life have been lived under a shadow that was never meant to linger. For years, the enemy wrapped lies around your path, hoping you would accept them as your reality. For years, people who claimed closeness disguised themselves, wearing masks that heaven could no longer tolerate. And last night, in one sweeping moment, God said, "Remove the masks. Reveal the truth. My child cannot walk blind another day." That decree struck like lightning, and instantly the false coverings around you tore away. Angels gasped, because what was shown was so clear, so undeniable, that none could argue against it. The hidden truth is this: there are people, even now, who have spoken against you in secret, but their words no longer carry power. God silenced them. He cut their tongues in the spirit. He blocked their arrows before they reached your door. And now, beloved, you are stepping into a freedom you have not tasted before. Do you know why this message burns so deep in you? Because the very forces that tried to keep you ignorant of last night's victory are trembling as you read.